Good evening and a happy Halloween to you all out there. It is 10:35 p.m. on Halloween Day 2024. Today was interesting. It was interesting. It was not really. Kinda. We don't really do much for Halloween around here. We don't give out candy. We haven't given out candy in years. And even when we did, there's like no one in our neighborhood that trick-or-treats. So it's kind of a downplayed thing. Not much to say about it, really, other than that. Work was thoroughly garbage, as it has been. I fantasized about quitting quite a few times today. So what else is new? Nothing really. I had dinner really early today because my family was home today. That's really all there is to say. I did, however, post my Halloween costume on social media, and it kind of popped off a little bit. And no small part due to the fact that I tagged someone who has a large following that then retweeted it. But yeah, for Halloween this year, which really, I made this costume more to wear at MagFest. I decided to dress up as Emio, the Smiling Man, from the visual novel of the same title. I talked about this game earlier this year, or a couple months, not even earlier this year, like a month or two ago. It is a fun game. It's a fun visual novel. It's very slow burn. If you like those old style visual novels, you'll probably like this. Has a great ending to it. Kinda. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, but the way it actually ends is really interesting and cool, and feels like a reward for playing through it, because it is a long, slow game. Anyway, last night, I put the costume on right before the stream that I did, the Sonic stream. Went down to my basement, just kept the lights off, and took pictures of myself with the flash on to get this thoroughly spooky-looking photo. You can actually see the kitchen upstairs, like, bright there. But yeah, that's my costume. It was pretty simplistic. I got a very cheap trench coat. I had the khakis, and I'm wearing a shirt under it. You can't really see, but have both of those already. I got cheap loafers, which you can't really see in the photos because it doesn't show my feet, except here, which is too dark to see. And yeah, I drew on a bag with a Sharpie over the weekend, and I have another one that actually has my Persona's face on it from that I posted on the socials the other day. But yeah, people apparently liked it, and I wasn't the only one, because after I showed this to John Cartwright, by the way, he's big video game guy. Apparently, everyone else decided to start posting images of their Emio costumes too. It's not a hard costume to make, so I guess that's why a lot of people did it, and I guess they had the same mindset I did. But yeah, thank you so much, John, for letting me display that costume, everyone, and showing it off. And yeah, gonna be wearing that at MagFest in January, and I'm glad people liked it. And yeah, that's really it. That's the extent of Halloween. It was cool. Thank you. Happy Halloween, Mr. Cooper. How you doing? Wait, is that your basement? Too creepy for me. Okay, yeah, but to be fair, it's because the lights are off. When the lights are on, it's not as creepy. You've seen what my washing machine sink area looks like. I've taken photos of that before. That thing, with the tube that just goes out of the washing machine into the sink, and just dumps all the water in there. I've shown you that, and I've shown you the hand soap next to my sink. That's apparently unusual for you. I assume it's just, cultural divide. Anyway, what else? Yeah, that's kind of it, really. There was really nothing else to say. Nothing else happened today other than that and work. Again, I will be gone from tomorrow, probably till Monday. I have already said this, but next week I'm going to be focusing on going back to Mega Man Star Force 3 and finishing the post-game. I think Sunday I'm going to probably have the energy to do stuff, but I'm also don't think I'm going to want to jump right back into streaming after coming back from working another event. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that night to set up in Star Force 3 and then be prepared to, like, kind of get through Star Force 3 and maybe, like, 2 or 3 more streams. Because I don't want to like, have it take too long. In fact, I have a hard deadline of not this Monday coming up, but the following Monday. Monday, November 11th. I need to have Star Force 3 done and over with. If I have to, next weekend I will do a long stream of it to finish it. But it needs to be done before Tuesday the 12th for a very specific reason that I'm not going to go into detail about yet. Other than that, Brothership comes out next week, exactly a week from today. So expect that at the end of next week as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not really a whole lot else to say. As for tonight, we are not doing something particularly scary, though we are technically doing, I guess it could be considered Halloween-themed or horror-themed. We're going to be doing Anthology of the Killer, which is a kind of horror-comedy series of 9 individual segments. I don't know if we're going to do all 9 of them tonight. We will try. But it's mostly just a walk-around it's a walking simulator type game. And I figured, you know, I was interested enough in seeing it, because I saw Vinny stream it a few months ago, part of it. He only did like 4 or 5 of the segments, and there's 9 of them. So I figured there's like, that's a lot that I could just experience on my own. The other thought was that maybe I would try my hand at Voices of the Void tonight, but apparently the devs are like, the devs were straight up saying like they didn't want certain people streaming it yet because they want to work on the final version, and I'm thinking like, I don't want to play the game when it's not finalized, so if I do eventually try Voices of the Void for myself, it'll probably be after the full game comes out. So look forward to that at some point, but not now. To be honest, like, I'm not a fan of the whole concept of like having your save wiped because an update comes out for a game. That's one of the things about early access indie games that I'm not a fan of. I kind of like the idea of just playing the game, getting the DLC if it comes out, and having that be it. I'm not a huge fan of like having to start a game over unless it's like a severely different game or incredibly like repolished and better. And even then, you know, if I've already put in time playing the original version of a game, then, you know, I might not want to go back to it. Doing good for what you did in the beginning of Halloween week. Started watching Nightmare on Elm Street and finished watching it on Tuesday. It was a great 80s horror film. Nice. I've seen quite a few of the older horror movies, but there's a lot of them I haven't really like sunk my teeth into, just because I either saw them when I was a kid and forgot about them, or just, you know, never really had much interest in it. Horror is kind of a weird thing with me. I'm not super huge into the horror genre, but like psychological and mindfuckery horror, I'll eat that shit up. So yeah, I don't know. I'm mixed on it. But yeah, that's this year. Again, I know this Halloween's kind of downplayed a bit, even though I had this planned all month. But again, I didn't want to spend too much time on this, just because I'm like, I've already got a lot on my plate. I'll just do this one game that I really want to try, and that'll be it. Anyway, let's not stall any longer, because I think it takes about 6 hours to beat this game, and I don't have that many left. So I don't have that much left to stream. I wanted to be here like an hour earlier, but I was just too tired, had too much to do. I got caught at work for like an extra 30 minutes tonight, and it was annoying. And man, I don't want to complain about my job anymore, but that is the true horror of every day, period. Waking up and convincing myself to go to that, to log on to my job. Anyway, let's get started.